So I've been going absolutely nuts trying to get the demo of Penumbra Tower ready for the February Steam Nextfest. But well, the issue is that the demo's ready right now, so I might as well just release it, right? So yeah, you can play the Penumbra Tower demo right now. But I'll warn you, I did not tone down the difficulty for the demo. It's pretty hard. So hard in fact that the highest floor that any of my playtesters got to was floor 41. So don't say I didn't warn you.
Oh my god, what? That guy has 3? Are you the man? Oh.
But that version of Penumbra Tower was slightly different from the demo. In the demo version, I've decided to place a cutoff at floor 30. So why am I placing a cutoff here? Well, you see, this month has been a little strange. In the beginning of January, I was going to work on updating and optimizing the game based on the feedback I received from the playtesters. But I ended up finishing that within the first couple days of the month. And because of that, I wanted to add a more substantial change before Nextfest. In my mind, I had 2 options. Option 1 was reworking the room generation from the ground up, thus allowing me to create rooms faster and fix those ugly hazard tiles in the process. Or develop a boss fight from scratch. Now you might be thinking, if the demo is available now, halfway through the month, surely he didn't work on the boss fight.
Right? Wrong!
Not only did I start and finish a boss fight for the demo build of the game, I finished it in 5 days. Which I think is pretty good for me, at least, since I'm pretty dumb and I don't really have any game dev experience outside of this project.
Bounce, bounce. Jump, jump, rah!
Now this video is not going to focus on the boss fight. I think that requires an entire devlog to itself. This video will just focus on the little updates that I made over the last month. Okay, so in terms of general changes, the player UI has been massaged into a different shape again. Now, the player's bombs and coins are listed up near the top, just above the ability description. One of the other major problem areas from the playtest was that some of the stats, mainly shatter and freeze, were not properly explained. So now every stat has a tooltip that appears on hover explaining what each stat does. These also appear inside of the item cards as well. Some of the playtesters were confused what the coins were used for, and that was because I didn't include any way for them to be used inside of the playtest version of the game. Just a little prank, I thought that was funny. In the demo, however, if you don't like the items that you find inside of a chest, you can re-roll the items for 3 coins. Speaking of opening chests, selecting an item from a chest now costs 1 action. I decided that there should be some consequence to opening a chest while surrounded by enemies. Speaking of the forest floor, I redrew almost all the sprites in this room, including the door, wall, and floor tiles. I also made a very subtle checkerboard pattern on the floor of both the forest room and the volcanic room. This is mainly to make it more obvious how many spaces away enemies are. On a new note, I think we can all agree that learning a new game can be a headache. Now, obviously, just looking at my game, it doesn't look that complicated, but if the player presses T at any point, they can view a short introduction section that just quickly outlines the core mechanics of the game, sort of like a quick and dirty cheat sheet for how to play. Something that I was thinking of adding for a long time and got validated during the playtest was a way for the player to skip their remaining actions for their turn. So now if the player either presses R or clicks this button in the bottom right corner, they can skip their remaining actions and it will jump to the enemy turn. So one of my playtesters has a GigaChad ultra-wide curved monitor. Well, it turns out that all the text was teeny tiny on this monitor inside my game, so I added a UI scaling option in the options page. Okay, so take your mind back 10 years ago. It's Penumbra Tower devlog number 2 or 3. I've added in a health regen item, and it's immediately pointed out in the comments of that devlog that you could just spam this item after all the enemies are dead. But the point of this is that it's fixed in the demo version of the game. Someone also commented that it would be cool to see your total actions. So I added a total action tally that appears on the player's death screen. So you know how many actions it took you to get to that point in the game. As for the boss, well, I don't really want to give too much away. It's a giant slime. I know, how original. Listen, I needed something that I could feasibly make a sprite for within the given amount of time that I had. You'll find it on the 30th floor. It has like 3-ish mechanics that you need to watch out for, so good luck. And if you play the game and have any feedback, you can either fill out this Google form that I have linked in the main menu, or in the Steam Community tab, or you can just leave a comment on this video if you really want to. Aside from that, I don't know, I started messing around with version control a little bit, because I needed to keep the demo build separate from the primary game. I was essentially raw dogging the development this whole time. I didn't even have a backup of this game until now. So in terms of updates, I don't think I really have anything else. I hope you give the demo a try, that would mean a lot. I've been working on this for just under a year now, and it feels like I just started it yesterday. The demo will probably take you around 30 minutes if you don't die, which probably isn't realistic for the first time someone's playing the game. But yeah, I still have a whole bunch of future updates and new features planned, but I think this demo gives a pretty good taste of the direction that the game is going in. And if you're still here at the end of the video, I really do appreciate it, and I'll even give you a tip for the demo. In my opinion, the most fun and broken item is the additional action chance item. I did a playthrough while I was testing the demo build, and I was lucky enough to find 8 stacks of it, and I was able to chain together some pretty long turns.